That clock keeps ticking like a metronome. My thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me
2 minutes late, fuck faces.
Keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that
2 minutes ain't shit. We're here.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Europe. This is Badass You Broadcast and all. No, man, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tommy C. The Shopping Point. I'm here with the biscuit.
What up?
And my man behind the glass, Mr. Matt Pitt. How y'all doing today? Well, we don't have anything super great. I'm going to consider this in college show. Loaded up, but I did want to go over something first, and a lot of you guys ran. I didn't get. I kind of gave you the shaft, gave you the rapid fire a bit early. So if you want to load it up, load it up. This is for the fans, but I don't want to get a headline in there, so I can. I want to get a headline in there so we can talk about some stuff. And I got to be honest with you. You haven't seen this yet, Biscuit, right?
No.
All right. So you were under the impression that some stupid game journalist fell for satire, right?
Yes, that's exactly what I believe.
You're wrong.
Am I?
You're wrong. They didn't fall
What the odds have been in my favor, though?
All right. I don't know. Let's see if you figure it out. I don't know. How could let me say they were very aware of that it was satire, but they were still upset.
All right.
So what's the reason? What's their motivation for being upset?
I mean, because it was criticism disguised as satire.
Well,
and they can't take criticism?
But like, can you think of the reason? I don't know. You kind of said it. Can you think of the reason why they're upset?
Well, they're professionals, and you have to listen to what they say.
That's the repressed motivation. They thought it was inappropriate and offensive.
Whoa! Inappropriate and offensive?
Yes.
This from the industry.
Yeah.
That gave us the guy who couldn't complete a tutorial. Thinks it was offensive.
Not even that. If you really think about it, I mean, first of all, journalism across the board is
dead.
It's
Hardcore.
dead. It's lower. I mean, and the more they produce these children in this industry, these entitled little babies. Yep. And the more they're and when they spit them out of college and they just basically turn them into activists, and there's no such thing as they're supposed to feign objectivity, or they think they think there is no objectivity. They think their ideology is objective.
There's been journalists caught on CNN saying out loud, "Well, we're supposed to shape the narrative for you. We're supposed to tell you what to believe."
Yeah.
I don't know if they actually believe this, or they just believe it's their job.
Well, it's funny when that thing with the Prince came out, when they tricked Diana into throwing the royal family under the bus.
Yeah.
There was a guy I saw, and he goes, "We're never wrong. You got to understand that is the culture,
Yep.
And even if it's across company band, you would think the other companies would jump on the chance to discredit a competitor. No, they all work together, and we saw that in 2008 with Journalist, and how really the media got together online to get Barack Obama elected. We saw it again during Gamergate, gaming journalist, how they craft narratives across company lines. They're supposed to be competitors. So there's.
I mean, it always blows my mind that I cannot figure that out.
4 years. 4 years.
Are you that devoted to your politics, your personal politics?
Well, I don't think they see it as politics.
Your business, potentially?
I think they see it as like them, like pushing their political ideas and what have you is like would be the same as trying to cure kids with cancer. Like nobody's against that. Nobody would be against you going out. Not a person, not a religion in the world would be against you trying to raise money for kids with cancer. So they think that their personal values on any issue is equivalent to questioning them trying to raise money for kids with cancer. Yeah. You see it right here. And the more and more they're less respected. They have to, you have to go low. They have to put pressure on YouTube and Twitter and other to censor their competition. The people that are either objective or dissent. And
such a bitch move, man.
The other thing is seeing themselves as a protected class. That's my perfectly, like if they're people of color or something like that, or an endangered class or whatever the fuck it is. Oh, that's what we're going to show you today. And y'all think I'm exaggerating. Like, I'm not. Like, not even a fucking little bit. All right.
I'm excited.
This is terribly funny. But after that, we're going to take calls. So you load it up, we'll bring it in, and you can talk for a long time. If not, I'm fucking going to play Apex. So this is, I don't even read this mag. It's called Hard Drive. It is 100% satirical opinion. Video games for children. If you're an adult, you should stare at the wall until you fucking die. The
first time I heard of this place was when the article in question came out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I've heard of it before. I don't know. I didn't think they could be that funny, but now I'm, all right, fine. Fucking follow them. Man suffers 30 minutes of jazz before realizing he just likes Cowboy Bebop.
This guy.
This is my favorite. Tatooine golf course sucks.
Oh yeah, that would suck. Always in the trap.
Okay. Hard Drive news. I guess they're playing on Twitch over here. What's this? Pottermore update requires pictures of genitals before confirming check. So they're right leaning, clearly.
Yeah.
Gamer combs through game pixel by pixel to see if it's shoving politics down its throat. All right. This is a really good one too, because this is making fun of guys like us a little bit. Yeah, Gamer combs through, so they're clearly they're fair. Everybody. Oh, so everybody gets it.
That's all I ask. If you're gonna do comedy,
do it both ways. Yeah. Now they're going after people like you and me. And some people that believe what we believe are fucking extreme and need to calm the fuck down. Gamer combs through new game pixel by pixel to see if it's shoving politics by through. I actually want to see. Let's see the replies.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
Thanks so much, Jack. Journalists should be eating quotes in your title. Gaming. That's what I put in.
100%.
We'll get into that a little later. Punching down, major yikes. This is an oof. Do better. Perpetuating harmful views about a protected class gamers. All right, and they're joking about themselves. And am I supposed to be offended? I'll try my best. This ain't it. Y'all miss. Hard garbage take. No, still not offended.
Those are all the classic replies to tweets people don't like. Yeah, so that guy is fucking amazing.
What I'm trying to show you here is like, it's not as angry. The gamers aren't as angry as the I don't know, pseudo politicians.
I've always liked to think that gamers have better senses of humor than most other groups.
Well, you think
just because of the way we came up at least us older guys, the way we came up in the internet was just all shitting on each other.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
So it feels like we usually take a joke better than anybody else.
Well, I mean, Keemstar made his whole career fucking with people in Halo. I mean, that was really the until he figured out this is super marketable. You know, and I got to be honest with you. If you could tell me right now, I notice. I notice montages are making a little bit of a comeback, at least in the Apex community. I'm all for that. You know, all right. So this is the one that got. You can see it's like 33,000 likes. IGN writer excited to start playing game that he just finished reviewing.
Yeah, bro. When I seen this a few days ago go by on my Twitter feed, and I fucking died
laughing. So,
oh my god,
it's funny. Let's go back to the other one when we're goofing on people like us. It's only 3.1K, and then this one. So this is what. So this just gets
this blew up.
Insane.
Yep.
Mike Further. Let me see who the fuck this loser is.
He's a blue check mark. We can assume a handful of things, can't we?
Yeah. Author, Gave Dev Business Handbook, founder of Biz Andalus, F Squared, co-host, Virtual Eoncast, DM for who would ever him? Yeah.
Oh my god. That's it. That's the red flag. There it is, right there.
There we go. And I got more followers than fucking him. He's probably thinks he's twice as influential as I am. And he's not. He's just these guys. And that's another thing. Like, I hate to steal something from Jeremy, but I don't think I can say it any better than he can. These guys, they're losers. Like they went to school for something else and they had to settle for working these online rags. And
I wouldn't even care if I was him. You make a decent living. Like, I wouldn't be mad at the world.
Dude, I would be so happy to have that kind of job.
Make that kind of money. Office, or you work from home and you just email your articles.
I see Kate Cambridge talking.
Why would you be mad?
Kate Temridge walking around like a union or something like this. I got news for you, Kate. If your fucking rag insider can't make money, you're gone. And that goes the same for everybody else. I watched my mom lose her job when I was a kid with Eastern Airlines because some scumbag named Lorenzo decided to take the whole airline apart and sell it for parts. And you know what? It wasn't her fault or anybody else, and they stood up to it long as it. Here's the bottom line. See, they think if there's no capitalism, that like the government will hire them to do this stupid shit, and they'll be important for the rest of their life. And first of all, they're not important to begin with. They're certainly not going to be important in an environment like that.
Just ask people who were born during the Soviet Union how that worked out. Yeah. You must go work in factory now. Have nice day.
My ex-wife, or I guess my grandfather-in-law, he traveled to East Germany in '61, and he had a good job in Bavaria.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
Because for some reason his wife wanted to give birth in fucking East Germany because that's where they were from. He put the wall up when he was there. They didn't let him out, and they stuck him in a bicycle.
God!
Stuck him in a bicycle factory until 1989. From
that's what I've said.
1961 to 1989, they ruined.
Literally what I just said.
Yeah, literally. No, literally.
That's what they do.
Yeah. But these guys don't think. They think they're brilliant. They think they're going to end up somewhere else. So you see this loser right here, who has no influence, but has a check mark, so he thinks he's important or something like this. So he writes this. Nope. You're not funny a lot of the time. This is one of those times. Well, you sound like a fucking party, Mike. Besides, harassment of journalists. Harassment?
Harassment?
Were you tagged in this tweet, my friend?
He's literally embodying every argument we have against these people, dude. Anytime you say anything that's negative, any kind of criticism.
It's harassment.
Harassing me! Police!
Your name isn't in here. IGN writer Austin Rivera. How much you want to bet? He's not a writer. He doesn't even exist.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, IGN stood up for human rights against its own management recently.
Oh my God!
They don't deserve this either, but especially now.
He must be so fun to hang out with. Oh God!
The guy you're thinking of. Okay, so wait a minute. Maybe he's mentioned something in the article.
Well, the article's talking about Black Ops 4, so it's not supposed to be relevant.
Alex Rivera expressed excitement this week beginning to play an advanced copy of Call of Duty Black Ops 4, a game. Wait a minute, Black Ops 4? Didn't that just come out?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's supposed to be relevant in this.
I think it's just
supposed to be.
It's finished reviewing a prestigious video game website.
Oh wait, this was posted in 2018. Is that what that says?
No. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
So they got mad about something that's 3 fucking years old. Hey man, I asked you on Discord. You mentioned sometime Dream had an online altercation with his ex. I did. Dream his ex, and that was around the time he caved in on the N-word usage. I didn't know that. Did I imagine?
He did
that?
have his ex did come out and said there was something. I don't really remember what the whole deal was.
He said the N-word. I mean, I don't know.
Imagine being so mad you got broken up with. You go, well,
actually, no, I do give a shit.
Let
me take that back. I do kind of give a shit because he's always telling everybody else how to feel. Journalists are the biggest grease bags going. It's this thing. You guys want to be respected as some kind of fucking group, and you're just the most disgusting people on the earth. With most games. So they reposted old work.
Yeah, they tweeted an old article.
Wow.
And these guys got that upset over this.
One of the people who owns the website were like, you know what didn't get enough clicks? That old website we made about IGN. Retweet that shit.
yeah, it's probably. It's just because these are like comedic works of art. They're not real articles. So Dankula chimes in. Journalists getting mad over a blatantly satirical article. That means things about them. It's peak irony. Yeah, right. I mean, look at this guy. Why wouldn't you be embarrassed or humiliated that you fell for? Imagine yelling at the Onion. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Did he fall for it, or is he taking legit offense?
No, he's just mad that they're goofing on journalists, and journalists are clearly because the IGM stood up for human rights. Well, you know what? Maybe that's not the IGM team's place. Maybe their job is to do journalism, not be advocates. But you guys can't tell the difference, because you're so you're just a bunch of.
Well, let's be honest. You're IGN. Your job is to play video game, write about video game. I think is he talking about the Palestine thing? Is that what he's talking about?
Yes, that's what we're getting there.
Okay.
somehow.
Let's not skip ahead then. Keep going.
You know, because these people are cults. I mean, they're sitting there doing video game work. They're serving a public they absolutely hate, people like us and younger and kids, you know. And they resent them, and they resent them that they're not a part of their goofy cult, and don't believe or feel the same
thing I never understand.
or are completely apathetic about like what they find important. And the fact
they hate people like you and me, yet we basically pay their bills because we're the ones who are going to read the shit.
I really wonder about that.
Because about how terrible people we are.
I don't know. Like, I never read an article from this guy.
I haven't read an IGN review.
I tell you something. I'll tell you something. This is the thing. And this is like them this is funny, hard drive making fun of me. I see him, I'm out. Bye. The only person I will tolerate him from is fucking right opinion, because I know. That's it. That's it. It's the only person I will ever tolerate that shit from. And this is too fun. This is too funny. How many likes he gets? Fucking 185. That's too funny. Cryberries.
Oh, yeah, ratio.
All right, let's go to Jeanette Garcia, who's probably not a gamer either. This ain't it at this time. Oh, excuse me. At this time,
I can stop you. She said, "This ain't it," which is literally what that parody reply a few tweets ago said as the reply that everybody posts on tweets they don't like.
Yeah.
This ain't it.
This ain't it. What do you mean this ain't it?
You know they lost the fucking
only
game.
certain jokes are now, Mrs. Hail victory. Jeanette Garcia, clearly, you do the hand signal. This ain't it. At the time, these people are concentration camp guards, all of them. They all would do it for the good. It's for the good. What was that scene in the Blue Fuzz? For the good of the community. You know, that's all it is.
Don't you remember a few months ago they were saying how when Trump finally leaves, there was a bunch of liberals online saying when Trump finally leaves, all conservatives need to be put in camps. You don't remember that?
I do. But I don't know about this.
By the way, Jeanette Garcia, that's my tweet underneath her. It dancing. Yeah. She blocked me. She blocked me for that.
Bro, these people are fucking fragile, dude. She blocked you because of a clown.
This ain't it. At the time, a very specific dig. It's a dig. It's just a joke. You guys can't laugh at yourself. You see, you're self-important. Bringing this out in 2001 just perpetuates harmful view of critics. And harmful view of critics? You can't be criticized.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You're trying to get someone taken down and openly deplatform people that disagree with you. You're basically telling this guy to take this down. Harmful view of critics? Nobody has a more harmful view of critics than left-wing blue check marks on Twitter. I mean, who are you joking?
Well, you're exactly right. They think they're a protected class.
I'm willing to bet if I scroll down far enough, Janet, I'll find a million goddamn things where something has to go in your opinion. So get the fuck out of here. Can I read this tweet for Christ's sakes? Harmful view of critics with all the stuff going on in IGN. So this has to do with IGN. It feels especially inappropriate. Tough shit. Tough shit. You sound like those fucking wacko Christians I grew up with. This is very inappropriate. Shut the fuck up. You're not my mom. You're not my teacher. You're just a big mouth broad with no brains.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
Nice. So she retweeted that. Yeah, because she's a fucking clown. Positivity clowns in the chat. There you go. It was Pitmaster Brody. He's a friend of mine. As someone who works in the healthcare, by the way, that's 100% true. I know Pitmaster Broda. Soon to be dying. Fuck these game journalists responding to a post and want to play victim over a PG-rated humor. Good point. These jobs aren't remotely difficult, and YouTubers often perform them better. Thank you, fucking.
I think that's a big sticking point for them because YouTubers make so much more money than them when they get popular.
It really is. I mean,
and they have to live in their fucking $3,500 a month San Francisco apartments to work at their job.
You know what I would do if I'm gonna reach out to my girlfriend, fucking Kat Tambridge, man. She's so beautiful. Why don't you build up a following and then skip out and start a YouTube channel?
Could do that.
Do your own fucking thing, man. It'd be awesome. Actually, you could.
I imagine that's what she's probably thinking about.
I doubt it.
I mean, if you have the fan base, that should be what most people are thinking about.
She's one of them.
Regardless of whether I like you or not or agree with you or not, if you have that kind of an online fan base, you should be thinking about striking out on your own because it's always better to work for yourself.
These people suck. They're talentless hacks.
Yeah.
And game shows got paid 10% as much if they spew their shit. And the other thing is again, I mean, you know, we've seen the fact that they can't play. They don't play the whole game. They play it on easy. They resent the people that they have to serve. The way I see my job is I have to serve the people who are in here and satisfy them. If not, they take my living away.
Yeah.
There's a certain, I mean, everybody says like, oh, I can do whatever I want. I like to be one of those people too, but I mean, nobody can really do whatever the fuck they want. I have to serve my base. You know?
Yep.
And if I don't serve it correctly, I got to make changes or fucking get the fuck out. And guess what? Same thing goes for you and everybody else. But in a social society, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, given the whole Gamergate shit, this ain't it, I'm afraid. Oh my God.
I can't understand how we're still bringing this shit up.
Well, Gamergate was a big loss for them. This ain't it, I'm afraid. Here's the thing. You guys lost Gamergate because you were found to be corrupt. And then they found that you didn't play games. And then they found out you had a political agenda. And I got news for you. You're not serving your community, and you want to force your employers. You want to force your employers to support your political ideas and views and values. I don't want your fucking values. Stick your values up your ass. Your values suck. You're a bunch of fucking concentration camp guards.
And I would even say that even if they were trying to push like more conservative politics, I don't want politics in my fucking video game review website. Plain and simple. This is why nobody reads you anymore.
Yeah, nobody reads you. Punching down isn't funny.
Punching down.
How are they punching down?
That has to be a joke. That has to be a joke.
Let's go back.
That person's claiming that these guys are bigger than IGN, right?
Okay.
So that's got to be a joke.
Making fun of outlets. This is the same guy. Outlets themselves are publishers is good for parody. Oh no, he's one of those comedy experts.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's in poor taste targeting journalists who are calling out for human rights violations and censorship from their own posts. Yeah, so I guess IGN said, we're not making a statement on the thing in Palestine because that's not what we do here. Go fuck. The reason, if I was their boss, here's what I would do. I'd put them all in a room just like fucking DiCaprio did in Wolf of Wall Street. And I'd say, look, the reason most of you are here is your views are way too extreme for politics, and most of you are terrible writers. This is the one place. This is the last bridge. This is the last branch in the tree before you fall and hit the ground. Be happy you have a job. You are talentless. You are game journalist. This is why in fact, our readership doesn't want to hear this bullshit. This is not why we started this company. Just be happy that you have a job at all. Because if you had talent and you weren't so extreme, you might have the New York Times, Washington Post job that you always wanted. So,
and you know what they would do? They would fall to their knees and cry in front of you like children. How dare you say these things? We're trying to protect people. Ah! That's what would happen. 100%.
So funny. Delete this. Fuck you. Fuck you, Nazi. Fuck you. Sick of this guy. Fuck you, Nazi. Author of Created a Wormhole and others. 2014 UCLA Nate Wilson Yoey DeVerde Award. Someday you'll watch my movies I'm written.
Oh my God. No,
I got
don't
more
say
followers than you, motherfucker. I fucking doubt it. For me, screenwriting Twitter is about cheering on the accomplishment of very talented friends and acquaintances while silently cursing myself for not being further along and wondering if I suck.
That means you suck.
I take the latter. I mean, look at you. Look at these. He looks like, I bet, is he from Brooklyn? No, he's from LA. He looks like one of the Brooklyn fucking...
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he does.
Jerk-offs.
The douchebag you see in the Starbucks, right?
Yeah,
with the MacBook.
Yeah, exactly. This is quite funny. So let's Jeanette Garcia. Let's get to know the losers. And Kate, like, how can I respect? At what level should I respect this? I hope you're not able to form your union. By the way, I hope you all lose your job.
No, I agree with you
because it'll force you to become adults. I mean that.
Yep.
I mean that. First miss in a while, and you managed to hit the umpire. Hardy fucking har, Victoria Rose. I love the ratio on this. I'm generally mad at people trying to ratio all they haven't centered my career around 2 hyper-specific video games and literally spent thousands of hours with. And so you're making fun of the fucking people that play fucking games a lot. What does she do for a living?
Streamer.
She's a fucking
streamer.
She's a games journalist.
Final Fantasy 14. There it is.
Yep,
that's what she does.
And she hates the fucking people she works with. She has to serve. Just, shut up and write. We used to say shut up and shoot. And shut up and shut up and hit. Shut up and write.
No, you're not allowed to say it. Remember, only journalists are allowed to say
throw
when
the
to
damn
quote.
ball.
No,
they can't
say
do
that.
it. No one gives a fuck about your shit. No one gives a fuck about your shit on Palestine. It's not that important. It's not the place. Maybe now it's not tactful time to make a joke about LOL reviewers don't play games. When is a good time to do that?
Yeah. Go ahead, tell me.
Maybe they're pissed
when
off.
When are you allowed to make fun of you?
Yeah, when you're allowed to make fun of you.
Let me guess. The answer is going to be never because we're better than you and you need to listen to what we tell you.
Do you ever think you lost because you're wrong?
Read the rest of that tweet, Tommy. It's pretty
when
funny.
they are busy being silenced over the Palestinian genocide.
No, it's a fucking genocide.
Yeah, it's genocide. Well, yeah, of course. The only person who would call it a fucking genocide is somebody that's fucking biased. There's more nuance to it than that.
Yep.
It's giants. That's you're a hack.
It's like they're game journalists. They're not out on the front like.
And then you have the other guy that's arguing with them over the meaning words and stuff like that. But without, this is what I won't do. Fuck that shit. I'll leave that to fucking destiny. This isn't poor taste.
I have lost the energy so long ago to argue politics with people on the internet. It's not even fucking worth it.
You gotta be nuts. Just goof on them. Take use some content. Take Mary, girl from Canada, from content. This isn't poor taste and bad timing. I know this is supposed to be funny, but it's not for right now. Who the fuck? Where do these fucking sewing circle, nanny knitting, fucking people get to tell people when they can't make comedy? Fuck you, Mary. You're a Nazi. You're a concentration camp guard. Journalists deal with so much hate and harassment.
There it is again.
They're a minority group.
They a protected class. Harassment.
You're white. You're white.
Yep.
You're white.
Yep.
You're white. I'm Mike. I have third cousins here from Indian. You're white. God, I love when white people try to get on that fucking POC train. It fucking gives me a.
They're like the only people who do it, dude.
Yeah.
They do it the most out of anybody.
You know who does it? Hard right, alt right jerk offs. They like to play victim too.
Yeah.
And these folks, it's too funny.
Well, I mean, I've said for a long time, they're basically the same. They're two sides of the same coin.
Y'all rarely miss, but this is a big miss. Yikes. Yikes what? Like, what's so uncomfortable? What's making you so uncomfortable, Andrew? I don't think you realize the damage a goof like this does. What damage? Actually, no. You know what? You're right. You guys are like, are absolutely 150% humorless, right? 150% humorless, and everybody finds out because of Satire, you're not worth listening to on things that are important to you, like the Palestinian situation. Yes, this does incredible fucking damage because the people that are trying to force our IGN to shove their values, use their platform to shove your values on every report. It's just you guys you really make yourself less relevant. This is ridiculous.
These things just make
listen to this.
These things just make me realize that you're right. They want to be MSNBC.
No, you gotta listen to this. Here, reviewers and creators have it hard enough dealing with clowns in the comments. Why is that hard?
They hate it. They can't stand that they get criticized. They call it fucking harassment, dude. They're just mad that people don't like them. People do not accept them.
Every YouTuber that does this job better than you, like Yoda says, gets the same amount of harassment. Probably, hey, Andrew, I'm willing to bet with all of your 900 people interested in what you have to fucking say that I get more harassment than you. And we never hear me bitching about it. In fact,
I fucking get more than this guy, and I got way less than him.
Yeah, if I have, if honestly, if I actually get harassed or I fucking go on the attack. It's fun. It's good content. Stop being a glorified AAA games PR team. Fucking Sterling can do it. So can you. Oh, good response.
Yeah.
God, good response. Even Chris Reagan. No way people are actually deeply offended by this article. Oh, actually, really? No way? Oh, dang. Didn't you write that fucking song? Oh, dang. That is Biscuit. I'm aware He's on staff too. You all what?
Y'all brighten my day up.
Y'all brighten
Get a 20 back on me.
Yeah, okay. There we go. All right. Shout out for the biscuit. Thanks so much.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's see. Wow, it's a big pile. Well, this is a big file of bollocks. I wish I didn't waste precious minutes of my life reading this. Oh, God, you're so fucking clever and funny. How many people are you entertaining? Under 500. Lazy leftists or not, I will hook up with hot journals. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't fucking. You know what
that's gotta be the worst. I'm realizing you hooked up with
here's another
hot, crazy lefty.
All these guys are like such beta males, man. Not that there's anything wrong with being a beta male, but garbage take, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Black Lives Matter. There it is.
Blue check mark with fucking nobody following and caring what he thinks he says.
How do these people get verified?
It's
an rabbit hole right the fuck now.
It's like an automatic if you're a journalist. It's an automatic.
We always see it. You see it every day. This guy has 12 followers and he's got a blue check mark.
Hey, buddy. It's not a take. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Jesus Christ. These people think they're sophisticated. John Swan, you need to learn empathy. There's the one.
This just shows that the satire artists are right, aren't they?
Look at
these people are weak and they can't take a joke.
No. Man, it's just
and this person, they just come out and go, "Oh my God, you're such a horrible person."
One harmful piece out of several thousand bangers is an incredible rung, but this ain't it. So, and you know what that tells me there, Ben? You have actually more followers than Buddy. You know what that tells me there, Ben? It's okay to make fun of the people. When they're making fun of us, that's okay. But I don't know, we can take it.
Again, they're the arbiters. Yeah. They're the arbiters of what is right and what is funny.
Oh, what's funny? Something tells me none of these people are funny. All of them are miserable. The women are fucking filled with goddamn cat litter and hair. And the men can't get laid. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not to mention being fucking nailed for a sexual harassment thing.
I was about to say, I don't think these women get laid either because nobody wants to go near them for fear of being called a rapist. Assuming they're straight women.
They're too heterosexual. They might be fucking homophobic.
Yeah.
Look at all these shitheads in the replies agreeing with this joke and maybe considered that's not the audience you should appeal
You shouldn't make people laugh. You're wrong because you made people laugh.
Look at the shitheads in the replies agreeing with this joke. Maybe this not considered not the audience. Well, actually, we're the many. You're the few.
Yep.
I cheated my way out of high school. I was in the fucking military.
I fucking dropped out, homie.
You dropped out? You have 9,000 followers. That's pretty good. What are you doing in Queer Queen? Yeah. Like, why should they appeal to you? And not like that, you guys are quick to cancel. So it's actually easier to appeal to, people that are, right of center, don't give a fuck, or right wing. Because they're not going to come fucking cancel you for the most part. There's probably exceptions to that rule, in fairness. Wait, I thought Gamergate was about bigoted nerds. What does this article making fun of game journals have to do with that?
First of all, I don't know if that guy's joking, but everybody knows that's wrong.
Weird, yeah. Oh, no, he's replying to somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't know. What
yeah. We didn't see what the tweet was. Never mind.
Yeah. I hope this is actually really bad, Eric. No, Eric. This is actually really bad. That's awful.
Do you need more proof that these people are children?
You can't be a child for life, Eric. You can't
Come on, man.
Just like, I know it's video games and you got to be a kid, but you can't be like, all right, like we appeal to teenagers. I'm an older guy, all right, but I'm not a child when this thing turns off. I have responsibilities to family, friends, of course. I got to do the man stuff once in a while. And I'm going to tell you something. Eric. I'm going to tell you, listen close. It's not that bad to be an adult. It's not. It's not. Now, I'm a little different than most fucking dudes. I can fucking dress how I want, do what I want. And stuff like that. It's really, really nice, But let me tell you something. If this dries up, suit and tie, doing whatever I gotta fucking do. I'm not an emotional child. I only play one on TV. You are 20.
You know what I'm starting to think? Do you remember a few years back when Gavin McInnes got blown up for that video where he said, "Men, you need to stop playing video games and go build a shelf or something"? Remember that?
Build a shelf.
I'm starting to think he was right.
You didn't think he was right? I thought he was right. I still think he's right now. And
he is definitely right. I got mad because of how much of a nerd I am.
That's the thing. I am. Yeah. But you do got to go build a shelf once in a while. You really do. But the thing is, I noticed this with you can't just stay inside all day and play video games. experience.
Yeah.
It's bad. You know, I probably do it more.
I've always said it's weird for me. I personally think I straddle that line between regular guy and nerd. Because I'm the guy who will sit inside and play video games all day. But I'll go outside and fix my car with my own hands. You know what I mean?
I think most girls are nerds are regular guys. Especially in Call of Duty. Call of Duty kind of changed everything and changed the culture.
Yeah.
They kind of brought regular guys into gaming. And, you know, at first I was like, fuck that. They're going to fuck everything up. But now I find that they're more tolerable than... I mean, who do you want? Like, you want the Call of Duty's fucking jackasses or Eric?
Or Juice Box Man over here.
Yeah, Juice Box,
pretty easy.
Actually really
pretty easy
bad.
decision.
Might want to retire this one. Definitely not evergreen. Huh? All right. I think
it aged poorly. It aged poorly. Okay.
It aged perfectly. It's actually.
It was funny yesterday, but now because we're political, it's not funny.
No, that's the best part. It's perfect for now. It's perfect because you guys you can't stop tearing off your masks. You guys are better than this. The translation, they've made jokes I've liked about people I don't like, and now they're making jokes about me. I have this problem. What's this? Is that if you have a gaming avatar, disagree with me, get one-way ticket to... What's this? Is there... I never played this.
Mute City. That's a track from F-Zero. It's called Mute City. Get the joke? He's going to mute you?
Yeah, I get it. I've never played this F-Zero. I only played like the Super Nintendo one. I didn't know.
Well, that's Mario Kart 8. They put an F-Zero track in it.
Oh. Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know Kart that much. I thought it was like a new F-Zero or something.
No, I wish. You think I'd be here right now?
I realize this is likely just standard weekend re-promo, but the timing is bad. Man, nobody fucking owes you guys anything, Ryan. They don't owe you a motherfucking thing. Oh, finally a guy that has as many followers as I do.
Yep.
You guys, like, nobody, you are not entitled. You're not any more entitled to fucking get your political views out there than I am.
They're so fucking mad that nobody wants to hear it.
I got another thing. If you want to be really effective getting your political views out there, be fun.
Yep.
Be funny.
Yep.
There you go. And be entertaining.
Be entertaining. Maybe people will enjoy you a little bit more.
It's like, people find Vosh, people find Destiny entertaining. They hate them too. Yep. People find Vosh and people find Destiny very entertaining. They know how to package this in a manner, and that's the best.
So he could be said to people like Crowder too. People hate him, but people find him entertaining.
Yeah, that's fine. And the thing is, you're going to be hate. That's the thing. They think they should be loved. I mean, like, do you think Destiny gives a fuck if people hate his guts and think he's like, a bad person or anything? You think Vosh gives a fuck? No, they don't.
No, of course not. Bro, nobody who does that for a living gives a fuck because they're still counting the money. You think they care what you say about them?
Oh,
the only thing they care about is their business.
This is
that's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
Journalists believe that they're objectively right and never can be wrong. That's the problem. That's the culture throughout it. Look at this one. Ha ha joke. When comedy
becomes offensive.
I'll start taking the calls right now. I think we beat this to death. Is anyone we missed, Matt?
No. That's the most I've seen.
This is great. This is fucking great.
It's fun. Yeah, you can pretty much do it. You pretty much could do it forever. Oh, look at this guy. He's got blocked by all of them. All these fucking sensitive losers.
Yep.
Ho's mad. Exactly. Yep. Ho's mad. This guy's more fucking popular. This guy's fucking more interesting.
Sometimes I think it's the black bot usage, though, because they all do that shit. Yeah. So
you know what the funny thing is? Like, Gamergate's dead. People hate the fucking skeptic community. That thing's dead, and these guys still suck. They still can't figure out how to tunnel into YouTube and find an audience. And the only reason like fucking Destiny and Vosh were able to do it because they were on the ground from day one. They were among. You guys think you're better than us. You think you're better than the internet. You think that, like old Hollywood legacy mirror, that's the stuff to aspire to. And what you're finding out is the kids are coming out. They don't want to be in Hollywood. They want to be online.
Yep.
You thought you guys were born in the wrong fucking year. You were taught one thing. I go to journalism school in Columbia and I'll get a good job. And not really. Not when it's crumbling.
They dedicated themselves to sucking the dicks of the old media, which are dying.
You want to talk about unions and shit like that? I got news for you. My grandfather came back from World War II, and he was a type fitter. You guys know what a fucking type fitter is, journalist? I'll tell you what they are. They actually to print the fucking paper for the next day, they have to put the fucking typing machine in and run them in these old fucking machines. My grandfather was a president of the Typefitters Union up in North Jersey. All right, this is a fucking tough job. This is you had to make a lot of people happy, especially in the 70s and 80s when it was obsolete. And then he had to do what he had to do to keep it in, probably kept the progress of whatever company he was working for or whatever paper he was working for. But you know what he did? He made plans to get those guys retired, get them their pension, get the fuck out. Because he knew it was going to, it was, you guys, that's exactly what you are. Instead of doing what my grandfather did for so many people to make sure they get their pensions and everything, you know, he couldn't do much for a guy that was 20 in 1968. You know,
well, when you're 20, you got the luxury of being able to learn something else.
Exactly. This is it. Learn something fucking else.
Yep.
You talking union, you're fighting this shit. You know, fuck. I mean, why do you want to scream out a small bullhorn? Fucking do what Tim Pool does. Make your own bullhorn.
Yep.
You know,
exactly.
You're hanging on to the past. You're clinging to the past. Nobody connects with you outside. You know, I was watching Army of the Dead, right? And this is a movie that was made for fucking the woke. Right, in some sense, and they get this this Japanese guy goes, he's telling the police. It was actually kind of a cool idea for the movie. It's a heist movie and it's a heist movie and a zombie movie intertwined.
Really quick, I've been meaning to watch it. Do you think it's good in general?
I think you get through. I couldn't get through it.
Okay,
because the dialogue was terrible. All right,
yeah,
and it was a great idea though. It was a great idea. So. Let me get it was made for blue check marks. It was made for people that are follow Hollywood, and I knew it. And this is when I turned the movie off. Right, it was all right, and you know I was into it, and you know they even had a YouTuber that was a zombie. He ran around like killing zombies and tried to get views from it, which is perfect. They really did a good job.
that would happen.
Yeah, totally. And he was like a Hispanic guy. He's like, well, watch this one. He went like, pop, damn, you know, like that was so on the money. He's like Jake Paul of zombie YouTube, you know, or like TikTok or something. It was cool. So what they did is they get a point where what they do is they get a team to go in to Vegas, which is completely overrun by zombies, so they can get this money that's trapped in there that's already been kind of like marked off. So it's just literally like free money. But they got to get in the zombie thing and get out. So it's a heist movie and it's a zombie movie. Fucking great idea. So the Japanese guy's ahead of it all, and he gives them, here's what you got to do to get it. And then he says, easy peasy Japanesey. And somebody stands up and says, we don't say that anymore. But the guy goes, but I'm Japanese. And the other one's, I think he could say it if he's Japanese. Like, I don't know if we should be doing that. Yeah, but it is 2021. And like, this is a fucking comedy for blue check marks. Yeah. Nobody thinks that's fucking funny. Nobody, because you're joking about the fucking culture and you're joking about what you worship. You know, you're like, it's like, what is it? What was that stupid thing we watched? We made fun of the Five-ish.
Yeah,
yeah, it's Five-ish. It's like really watching. I turned it off immediately. It's like this is for Hollywood types. This is for blue check marks. This is for me. This was made for me. You know, and I honestly turned the movie off, and I'll never watch it. And see, that's like nobody finds that funny except you. That's why Disney's tanking. That's why all these guys are tanking. Like nutty guys have been told and protected by your parents, protected by your teachers, protected by everybody. Nobody finds you funny. No, regular America doesn't find you funny. The bourgeoisie does not find you funny.
And what happens when they you were talking about Disney and stuff, when they screen a movie, right, to like a focus group in advance, where do they screen it? Screen it. It's in LA or it's in Manhattan. Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah. And what happens?
It's great.
The same group of people go to see it and go, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, because they're trying to get in the business.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what they want to make, so they're going to naturally just kind of clap it off. So.
All their friends jerk them off and say it was
the worst YouTubers I have run into on this website. All right, are the ones that trying to parlay to Hollywood. The best example. I know ones personally. They're just like, I think they suck. Because they don't take the medium for what it is. They try to make it into, you know, what they think it should be because they're, you know, really into Jimmy Kimmel or whatever the fuck it is. But the best example is probably Ray William Johnson.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, and
same page.
He I think what really hurt him in the end is it became abundantly clear that what made him famous, he hated it and he wanted to be in Hollywood. And I think
that's why he started claiming all the videos of clips of him and shit.
Yeah, he's done.
He wanted to build a new career, and it didn't work that way.
Yeah, and he didn't want. He just thought it was a step up. Let me tell you something. If you build a relationship with the people that do this, they really resent that because it's like spitting in their fucking face.
Yep.
There's no longer can you be an entertainer, especially a young one, and not have a closer relationship with your audience. You can't, and that's what these reporters probably hate. They
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
Quality feels like oppression to journalists. Oh yeah, of course it does. No,
you have to be better. Fucking stupid.
Accountability. You're accountable for the fucking money you generate for your fucking. Let me tell you something. If IGN thought for a fucking minute that going on about the Palestinian thing being an apartheid situation for Israel, if they thought there was money in it, they put it all over the place. But they've just lost enough.
Yeah.
People don't owe you anything. It's the thing. It's like, you guys, you want a union, you should be protecting your fucking jobs, not forcing the company to print what you think they should.
That's the sole reason they want a union.
Yeah.
Because they want a guy to be able to walk in and say, if you don't post this article, they all quit.
Won't walk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, go fuck yourself. They're not even that big. It'll never happen.
No.
And if it does, they're the fucking paper that dies first.
Oh,
There's one thing my grandfather told me. He goes, he's a union leader. He's a Democrat. He goes, they were our enemy, and we try to get the best living for the people in the union as humanly possible. But we always understood and knew that they had to make money.
Yeah.
They had to make money because if they didn't make money, we can't make money. Business goes out. There had to be a balance. I don't get this feeling that modern unions feel that way. Even though, let me tell you something. My grandfather's on the phone with Tony Pro. All right? This is one of the most vicious gangsters. I think it's a Genovese crime family ever. All right? This is the kind of people that he had to fucking work with. All right?
That I think is a big reason why the disconnect with unions comes in.
The gangsters knew the companies needed to make. My point is the gangsters knew they had to make money so they could steal it from them.
Thank you. See, people who come from where me and Tommy come from understand how easy it is to corrupt the union. And how the working man gets fucking nowhere working for these people.
Yeah.
Because the people who control the unions only care about putting money in their pockets.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about you.
But it
doesn't work.
But these guys don't even care as much as the mob. The mob knows the business had to exist so they can fleece the union. That's my point.
Yeah.
These guys just think you have to do what we tell you to do.
Yeah.
Whether it makes money or not. Whether people lose their jobs or not. Go fuck yourselves, you stupid kids. You don't know nothing.
Yeah, you're right. The mob at least understood that the guys at the bottom have to go to work in order for them to be money to take.
If you drain all the companies, there's nobody else to drain. You have no union workers, and then you might have a problem. And let me tell you, the mob hurt a lot of working people. I'm not saying I don't want to. All right, I don't want to undercut that. They hurt a lot of working people. But there has to be. But the company's got to exist. You can't take everything. Even they knew that. And these are not the most. Patient.
I think the point you were trying to get at, even though they hurt all those people, they understood that some people have to work.
Some people got to work. We can't take everything apart. In fact, the only example that I'm aware of where they drained the city completely is in Newark. Genovese crime family drained Newark to the fucking bone. And now it's a fucking shithole. It was one of the, Broad Market was one of the biggest, busiest streets in the country, basically right up until the 60s. And now it's just good place to get shot.
Yeah.
Don't make a left or right on Broad Market. You gotta go straight. All right, let's take some calls. Let's get the fuck out of here. Al's Griff, 79.
Hello.
How can I help you?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Yes, we can.
I hear you.
Cool. Well, I just wanted to make the point of, these games journalists, why the fuck would I take my social and political cues presented by the caliber of person who can't even make it to the Cuphead tutorial?
Right?
That's a good point.
100%.
That's a good point.
You're supposed to be the monkey who sits there all day and plays a video game, and you can't even do that, but you want to lecture us on politics.
Exactly that. I mean, for fuck's sake, you're employed to tell me what the game's like. You're not employed to tell me how I'm supposed to think on social and political views.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. My son, I watched it too.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
Although, keep in mind, my son's 5. Got a question, Tommy. How did John Swan try to drive a wedge between you and Nick? He allowed us to fucking fight, even though the overall lie. I think that's pretty obvious, dude. All right, no, I got Cuphead. I have it for Steam, but I got it for Switch for my son. Mm-hmm. And I knew that one part where the journalist famously can't figure out. I knew my son would probably have a problem with that.
It took him 26 minutes to complete the tutorial.
Oh no! See, well, my son, like, in fairness to the journalist, all right, he's an adult. He didn't have anybody to help. Okay, and but what I did was I didn't take the joystick from him and say, "Figure it out, figure it out." It took him about 8 minutes. A 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Think about it.
I mean, those double jumps are tricky for like a 30-year-old IGN dude.
Right? Like, I had to figure out how to hit A twice in a row. It was really hard.
God damn. You mean I have to hit it and then I have to hit it again real quick?
This game's just too hard. I mean, you think a game like that, like, I mean, you don't have a lot of not tactics. What's it called? I forgot the word. You don't have a lot of I'm looking for the word and I just slipped my mind because I've been drinking. There's only so many things you could do. There's only so many things you can do with the Cuphead character. There's only so many actions that he can take.
For sure,
can you imagine what these guys would do with StarCraft? Can you imagine with just like real? I can't play. I'll be honest with you. Can you imagine how silly they would work with? I mean, like Dota or
bro, not even that.
Even League,
that was made before the time of the millennium, where you didn't have a tutorial screen.
Do you think?
I know.
Do you think any of these people
Imagine
play
what they'd
League?
do.
You know, none of them play League. I bet.
Oh no, of course
I
not.
was going to say
They can't do that because they would cry when they lose games.
Yeah.
Well, oppression.
Go ahead.
Imagine what they do with some kind of massive MMORPG, like, I don't know, Elite Dangerous or
you
know,
no
even
when you have all these menus on screen at once, right? Where you have to read a million things while you're playing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I can't play
that. They would never be able to.
I'm too stupid to play those games. I'll be perfect. I'm an arcade guy to the bone.
No, you're not.
I'm too stupid to play League. I'm probably am. I mean, I don't think Bobax could even teach me.
I like playing a good old Super Nintendo game better than anything else.
Yeah, I like jump in easy, like minute to learn, lifetime to master. Those are the type of games I like.
Yep.
You know, that stuff. You like Elite Dangerous? I have it somewhere. I never played it though.
They've just introduced a lot of new shit to Elite Dangerous, actually.
Oh, really? Isn't Elite Dangerous too? Because I saw it at Gamescom in 2019 when I was in Cologne.
They've just had a massive update. You can get out of the ship and walk around and stuff now.
Oh, really? Are they competing with? Let me ask you something. Are they competing with No Man's Sky a little bit?
I think there's a whole sort of.
Because No Man's Sky has become a game now. You know.
Yeah, they're in a bit of a different league to No Man's Sky, I think. But Elite Dangerous and what's that other space sim? Star Citizen. I think there's a heck of a lot of similarity. And
do you have a suggestion for a VR? Let's talk games, baby. Is there a VR space game that you think I should get into? Something tells me you might know.
A VR space game.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do No Man's Sky.
Yeah, they have VR too.
What's that? The remake of
But you can do
the Star Wars game is in VR, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I have it, but that's more of a shooter. But
it is.
It's fucking cool. I looked at the side. I literally looked out the side of the my X-wing. We're flying over a planet, and you can see the layers of clouds of the planet. I'm like,
you can do Elite Dangerous in VR as well.
I need a yoke, man. I know my wife sees a yoke on this desk. She's gonna fucking get pissed. Is there any end? Did you just buy one of your guys a computer? By the way, Matt, we're getting you a computer. We're getting you a new computer, but I did have to run it by my wife. You're getting a new computer.
Are you honestly telling me that you're not going to let anybody let you get a HOTAS on the desk?
What's that? I probably could.
Are you honestly telling me?
You know,
that
my
you're not
wife
gonna let
whines
your
for a
wife-
minute, but you know what? It's such a disappointing. You know, my wife works really hard, and I respect that. Okay, and I get to do this fucking goofy job and be a D-list internet celebrity. And you know what? I've done the work that she's done before. I've done the 9 to 5s, and I know how hard.
Yeah,
she works.
me too.
I just, it's when she bitches about something, I'm like, I'm gonna listen. You know,
No.
I've been
I'm
where
the
she's
same
been.
age as you.
I mean,
I'm in the same
look, that's the
situation as
trade-off
you.
for her respecting you being able to do this, right? So,
well, no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't want to get. She's an accountant, and I'm fucking spending money. You know, I think that's like a part of it, you know. You know, but I did. I went to her today, and I said, you know, Matt's having problems with computers, supporting. You know, he's supporting the business. He's doing a lot of volunteer work. I think this is a worth, because that's a bigger thing, because we're going to be spending $400 on something like that, you know, and that's a bigger thing. So I had to run it by her, and I go, look, I think we got to get her. You know, this is a bigger purchase, and this is not a fucking bullshit purchase like a new arcade. You know,
those I can lie about.
she did the thing where she the woman thing where she kind of sucked in, listened, explained herself, and she's like, okay. I was like, all right. Fucking my money anyway. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But there is no such thing as your money when you're married. I don't care. Even if you make less than your partner and you're a dude. Put towards Matt's PC. He does great work. So thanks so much. Thanks so much. Oh, we got it.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, though. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, I'll get out of here anyway. That's just the
Nice
point I wanted
meeting
to
you.
make.
Nice.
Yeah.
Take
Long
care.
time, first time. Blah blah blah.
All right. You're a sweetheart. Take care.
Hey, Tommy.
I'll open up the phones
Tommy.
completely to anything you want. Go ahead. What do you got?
Ask your wife to buy me a leg too, if you can.
Say how much. Say how much.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Well, does she come back though? How does she make the money back? You know what the problem with getting you a leg is? We lose the jokes.
Yeah.
So it
might be worth it to withhold the leg.
We withhold the leg. No leg. Hashtag no leg for Matt.
Nice. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll shut up and buy the computer. Whew. All right.
It's a good one today, boys.
Yeah, there we go. Let's put Acme on. I'll take. By the way, open phones. I don't care what you talk about. This is open. This is free. This is for y'all. How come I can't pull him in? All right, there we go. Acme, I know you've been waiting a long time. I'm going to give this guy a second because the thing is, Tommy's helping Matt getting a leg up on the situation. You fucked up, Secretary. Yeah, I honestly, I think your leg has made me some money, or lack of one. You know,
Yeah.
people love
Totally.
it. Do you get leg jokes on Twitter? Not yet?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes.
some pretty funny ones here and there.
Oh, really? Yeah, pretty funny.
Yeah.
Acme. All right, we'll give him another chance. I know he was waiting a long fucking time. We gotta put other people on. I'm having a little trouble with the sensitivity here. I don't know what the fuck's going on. All right, AI. You know,
That's a lot of money, I guess.
don't mute your
for
own
a
shit.
person of color.
Tommy's okay. AI, you're out of here.
Okay,
Go
I'm good. Yeah, so the thing with the game journalist, right? I was watching a video today by Yellow Flash, and he was talking about Far Cry 6.
Yes,
how they
I saw.
wanted it
I
to
saw
be
the same
more
video.
Political.
Saw the same video.
Yeah. And I liked 5. I didn't even notice anything if there was any.
Mhm.
I just liked the setting, the surrounding, and it was just Far Cry is just a dumb fucking fun game to shoot around
Yeah.
and do shit.
I think I heard what you're talking about. They're just mad that there was no political message at all.
Well,
So,
yeah, they
Yellow
wanted to be more like
Flash.
Trump.
Yellow
like,
Flash
talk shit
claims-
about it.
so you get mad when the games you play don't yell politics at you now.
Yeah, Yellow
What?
Flash.
They're trying to do it for 6.
Yellow Flash claims, and I didn't know this, that when they saw that they're going for a rural bad guy in the last Far Cry, I have that. I've never played it, unfortunately. Okay, the journalists were calling on them or trying to force them to change the game's story narrative into an anti-Trump thing. Like,
Well, I thought that's what it was going to be because they try to get that whole far right redneck guy going on. you
yeah,
know?
it's not.
I didn't see it,
apparently.
really.
It's not.
I never played it, but that's what I thought it was.
No, yeah, I think a lot of
Looked like
people saw it was, but I could have told you that wasn't the case, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't know if you saw that I sent a video to Yellow Flash on Twitter on that video. I came very close. Which was the one with the American bad guys? That was
the
5
one?
or 6?
5 is the one with like in America, rural America.
Oh yeah. Okay, so they're like, it's kind of a cultish American rural bad guy.
Yeah, it's like
okay.
some. I'm assuming like some Christian.
I almost worked in that
vibe
game.
to it.
I almost got the work thing. Everybody kind of associates Far Cry with Ubisoft, but really you should associate it with Crytek. And Crytek's a company.
Yeah, they were the ones who sold it off. No, they originally made it.
Well, I think they sold it off. They just produced. That's a conglomerate and what have you.
Well, I know there's a Far Cry movie that Disney made.
I didn't see
saw
that.
it,
Well, let me get. Here's the thing. Like, I was brought in as an American because my soldier background, and I would be more likely to understand American culture. Because let me tell you something. The folks at Crytek, I've been there and I got the job. It's a very, very tight knit, extremely diverse dev team. And I wouldn't call them like conservative by any stretch of the means. I would say rather bohemian, or would like people that I would compare them to people that like artistic types in the village, Greenwich Village, like where me and Biscuit are from. Yeah. But they unfortunately they didn't decide to take me. I can get into that another time. I'm disappointed, but I guess the good Lord had different plans for me. But
this is true.
it would have been nice to get. I really, really wanted that job so bad, and it's an open, free thinking environment. It's just like, do you fit in? And they didn't think I was going to fit in. I really think it had to do with I hadn't really played video games in years because I had divorced and I didn't have any money to play video games. No. So everything I had was like from 2010. But they wanted to bring me in because of my military experience. I didn't get. This is while Gamergate was going on, by the way. They were working on this game. I didn't get the impression for a minute that any of these people wanted to do anything than make the best story possible. They just happened to pick rural Americans for the next Far Cry bad guy. And this is before Trump too. I think it was there in 2014.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the games take a good while
and it came out in 2017. So I was there.
Yeah.
I saw those guys. And by the way, I think the Crytek team in Frankfurt was great. It's a great working environment. You're very, very lucky if you get to work there. And I got close, but I didn't make the final cut, unfortunately.
But isn't Ubisoft has like the IP for Far Cry, right? Because when you see the developers like Ubisoft,
I believe so.
Like the Ubisoft studio, that's
yeah. But the game is made in Frankfurt.
Like originally.
That actually makes me want to try it now.
The game is made in Frankfurt.
It went on sale for like $9 like a week or two ago.
The game is made by Americans and Danes and Germans and Africans and in Frankfurt. They tried to make get the most talented people, and there's a lot of Americans working there, probably because they're a project in the storyline. If I had to guess, when my game came out and I saw that Americana horseshit, I was like, oh, that's why they wanted me. And there were other soldiers that I recognized working there that were in the army with me in Wiesbaden. So yeah, they definitely wanted that type of thing. Ubisoft, I don't really think Ubisoft has motherfucking shit to do with it. They fucking get contracted out by Ubisoft and they put a fucking game put in Ubisoft, and Ubisoft says, okay, this is our game. But it's the studio. It's the studio that produces the game.
Their whole messaging is like, no politics.
Oh,
Even
Ubisoft
with Division
in general?
2, they try to like have Division 2 be political, and they're like don't want to.
I got the feeling that Crytek had that fucking policy. It was kind of unspoken. We're all from different backgrounds and we believe and think different things. We're not all woke. This is before.
With the intros, like with the Assassin's Creed, they have that little messaging that they, everyone from the team comes from different places and all that.
Well, yeah, I would say that was. I don't think you're fucking listening to what I'm saying, dude. I'm trying to explain you. I met the guys that played the game. I'm trying to tell you, and you're taking it other places, that they don't have a political agenda. Right. They don't have a political agenda. I saw it. We're dragging this out a bit now. No, that's not. They're a diverse crew, but they don't have a political agenda. All right, man. Thanks for the call, dude. Bye-bye. I couldn't get a simple point across. Sir Robin Hood, go ahead.
Man, I haven't been on in a long time. So I know that we're doing
Whatever not make me laugh.
Go ahead. I was just trying to make fucking Biscuit laugh. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think you pissed him off.
Go.
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood.
Okay, yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person.
Okay, I know I haven't been on in a long time, and today was my last day of school. But I was wondering because Biscuit's here, Matt's here. We're talking about journalists. Can you bring out the cat again?
Yeah, right. Jeffrey Epstein.
2 for 1, man. 2
Jeffrey
for
Epstein,
1.
you're on the air.
All right. You brought up Chris Ray-gun because he was in the Twitter replies, but
Yeah.
But like, what happened to Chris Ray-gun? I was looking him over again.
I don't know.
And what the hell happened to him? He's like
I
a
think
completely
he's
different
like
person
most.
these days.
I think he's like most fucking guys. He didn't believe. I don't think he believes in much of anything. Yeah, he was
probably.
he was like one of the Gamergate guys that I really followed closely. It's before he was faces out there and everything.
Yeah,
he was super talented.
Me too.
I gotta be honest with you. When I met him, I didn't find him very funny, very interesting. Painfully shy. Painfully shy. But it's I think that's just the way Chris is. I don't think he really believes much of anything.
My thing always was that he changed when he moved out to California. But that could just be me salty. Being salty,
Maybe.
people would just betray the fucking East Coast.
Because he left the Bronx. That's right. He's from the Bronx. He told me he's from the Bronx. He's from Yonkers.
Yeah.
He's from Yonkers. He's from Yonkers, the Bronx. Yeah. No, I don't know. I think all these guys.
That's just when I noticed it. But like I said, I could just be being salty.
I think all these guys will they'll ride whatever train. I no longer believe that the Gamergators. I think a lot of them are like, when they busted up Nixon's whole fucking sham job, they found out this guy John Dean, the guy that ordered the Watergate break-in, all right, who claims that Nixon told him to do it. They found out he was apolitical. This guy was a serious player in the Republican Party, and he was apolitical. I think a lot of YouTubers are apolitical. I'm not saying that Chris is. I'm not 100% sure, but watching him and Siobhan Head. And I just, their whole thing is like, well, we were always liberal. We were just fighting back against the social justice warriors. Why do you sound like social justice warriors now? If that's the case, the principle wouldn't change. Yeah, I get you're a liberal, and I got to be honest with you, the liberals really led the charge in Gamergate. I'll give them that. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And they did the heavy lifting. In a lot of sense, but I think I see John Moriarty in there, and it's a picture of suspectedly Medgar quarantine coup. I think fucking Medgar realized that these guys a lot of them are apolitical, and I think that's why he tried to destroy the community. It kind of destroyed itself, but and cut into their money because he thought they were all phonies. I don't know if that's the case for him, but he is no longer my favorite YouTuber, and he was for a long time.
Me too. Yeah, he felt. I was watching him religiously right there at the beginning.
Did you know he actually enlisted like the Punch a Nazi song? Like I was looking for that.
Really?
Yeah, I think he said on Twitter that like, oh, all these Nazis were using it for like their own agendas, so I took it down.
No, but that's the thing. Like that makes me think that I'm right, because the principle is you can't even punch a Nazi because they think differently. That was what the song was about.
Yeah. And that was right.
That shouldn't change. That principle shouldn't change. The fact that Nazis are misusing it is irrelevant. Anybody can misuse it. People can misuse it in the sense that saying, what are you saying, Nazism okay? What are you going to take it down for that reason? Which I'm sure he was accused of when he put that song up. So, like, I don't think that Chris is a leader. I don't think he has great character. I think he's just like the rest of us and just, making sure his rent gets paid or his mortgage gets paid. I made a lot of good points, but I'm starting to realize that you can do that. You could do that and not believe it, which is something I never thought could happen. I mean, I've pretty much been, right-wing fucking libertarian. After I went to Iraq, I became a libertarian because I realized George Bush sucked. I feel almost manipulated by them now. You know, they didn't believe in what they said. I haven't changed at all, and I'm not going to change. Look, you've seen the whole community shift. It's more marketable now to be a left winger, left wing politics. When I was getting into YouTube, it was more marketable to be pro Gamergate, right? Yeah. I just don't think these guys believe in fucking anything. I don't think they have any fucking principles at all. I joined the army because
algorithm chasers.
I wanted to punish the fucking people, or at least be a part of it in some minuscule way that fucking blew up my skyline when I went to school. I mean that, balls to fucking bones. Like, I wanted that to happen. I don't think these guys have ever had a feeling like that in their lives.
Yeah.
You know, when I got into Gamergate, you know, when I got interested, I was never a part of Gamergate by any stretch, but when I got into Gamergate, like, I really wanted a victory against these fucking these budding social Nazis who are now in the fucking White House. I meant that. So you know what? When it became uncool to be a skeptic, that's why my political opinions never changed, because they were my political opinions and the way I felt about things, and these were my values. I mean, I think I look at somebody like Chris Ray-gun and I think to myself, it's wherever the wind blows, that he has no principles. I am a person of principle, and I can't even express it. I don't even have the talents that fucking Chris Ray-gun, and I resent that too, that I don't have the talent that Chris Ray-gun has to express those opinions and sort of push that ideology in the way that he could, right?
Yeah.
I don't even have that. I don't even have those gifts, and it pisses me off, and he never meant it to motherfucking begin with. You know, that's the way I feel.
I mean, that's kind of how you get to the top, though. Like, you're not like you're
that's why I never get 100K. That's probably never why I never will. But you know what? I can fucking sleep at night.
You think so? You get to the only way to get to the top is being apolitical. I don't know
wonder sometimes. That. You know, that sounds like a fucking.
It makes it easier.
You know, I don't want to. You know what it also sounds like. It sounds like you're being a bitch because you're not. You haven't made it. You know, it sounds like you're like. You know, it sounds like you're. Yeah, it sounds like oh well, you know,
I am a bit of a bitch.
You're only there because you're white, you know. You're only there because you're black. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't want to say that, but yeah, like there are times where I look at this whole scenario as like, well, maybe if I was just a giant cocksucker, I would have fucking I would have got my plaque. I do think that sometimes, but I don't know. And you know what? I don't worry about it because I'd much rather be me than Chris.
I agree with that.
I'd much rather be me because I really, you know, I say something. These people, you know, all 300 people, and this isn't like a big show for us. We had 700 in here yesterday. They know I fucking mean it.
Yep.
You know, and I don't think Chris has that. So I'll take that any day of the week. I'm sure he makes much more money than me.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
Thanks for the call there at Jeffrey Epstein. Got to be right, left. I hate both sides equally. Vote for D's nuts.
I still want to see the timeline where D's nuts would have won that last election. What would they have done?
I'm all for D's nuts. Jarrell, isn't he the enemy of fucking Flash Gordon? Jarrell, you're on here. How can I help you?
Sorry, I have to mute the stream. My bad.
Go ahead.
I was just thinking, like, I heard what you said earlier about liberals. Like, for a while there, like when I was younger, it almost felt like I was being, like, brainwashed. Like, if you didn't, like, agree with what they were saying, you were this type of person. But
when you're younger, it's happening. It's going on my whole life.
Yeah.
It's a new phenomenon for you.
I think what happened is a lot of people didn't realize it until Trump. People that realized they were were just not as far left.
Yeah, he really ripped the mask off all of them.
Yeah, he did. He really did.
He really did. Yeah,
that was a lot of people's political awakening.
When I was in college, I felt that way. You know,
I felt that way shortly before Trump.
My brother told me when he went to college, he went to an Ivy League school, and he told me if he expressed some of the fucking opinions that he had, he thought that people might try to get him kicked out of school. I don't know.
Shit. See, I never went to college or anything. But I used to watch before the Trump years. I started to watch the Young Turks religiously, and that's what made me realize it. When I realized that I agreed with virtually nothing they were saying, and I started watching them because I thought they were right. You know,
just a bunch of commies. That's what they are. That's all they ever were. Yeah. Anything else, Terrell?
I'm sorry. I just kind of got lost in thought for a moment. But it's just I'm sort of like I'm not apolitical, but like it's like I'm sort of like I agree with things on the right and things on the left.
That doesn't make you apolitical. Apolitical is you don't give a fuck one way or another.
Yeah, you're right.
And I don't. Here's another thing. I don't think being apolitical is immoral. I think apolitical is, if you're apolitical in a powerhouse in the Republican or Democratic Party or in a charity or something like, can you imagine being somebody who wants to bring fucking, I don't know, peace to Palestine or something like that, right? And they don't give a fuck who wins the war. That's disgusting. You know, you have to, you have to pick a side.
Right.
That's where it's like, if you're personally apolitical, I'm not going to, I'm not a liberal. I'm not going to tell you how to think. Right. But if you're running something that forces you to, or at least makes you feign to take a stand, to stand for something, to have principle, then yeah, I think you're a bad person. I think John Dean is a bad guy.
In reality, wouldn't you think that's most politicians, right? They don't give a fuck about any outcomes. You would think most just care about lining their pockets, right?
I wonder if they're apolitical.
Biden definitely does.
I think the party that you grow up in is more to do with culture of your surrounding area. You know, I'm surprised you're not a lefty. To be honest with you, Biscuit, being from the Bronx. You know,
you know what it was? I grew up with my parents telling me how great Ronald Reagan was.
Me too.
That's what it was.
Me too. That's probably true. Well, it's the thing. Reagan had appealed to what they called, when I was a kid, they called them NASCAR Democrats. I don't know what they call. I think they called them Dixiecrats when Reagan was running.
That's a lot of money.
So you had guys that would, you had Democrats that would cross. But these Democrats.
Well, he won virtually the whole country. So
yeah. It's good times.
Yep. Good times.
Good times. I mean, I grew up like all this shit. I see so much 80s stuff in video games and culture. Even now from back then, it was. I had no idea. I thought the whole world was like that. The world didn't change till 9/11. It was pretty good up until then.
Yeah, that's the most frustrating part about video games these days. Like, people keep trying to force their political messages. That's why I'm glad games like Far Cry, they're not trying to force a political agenda.
I'm personally happy with that too, and I can tell you, I was around those guys at Crytek in Frankfurt, and they're not like that. They are passionate about developing a game. It's so important to them. Like, they would go to a guy like me and say, what would America, because they know Americans have inflections in their voice and accents and stuff like that. But if you're from Denmark, you're not going to hear that shit. So they're going to go get the American. What would this guy say? This guy's from New York. What would he say in this situation? And let's say the line is, hey, fuck you, jag-off. Well, no, I don't say that in New York. They say douchebag, and I would be able to put it. And it's important for them to get it right. That's cool, man. That's perfection. Art. Cool. That's perfection. So yeah, I like those guys, even though they didn't hire me. Tell that story another time. Nah, I didn't even have a PC at the time that could run a game. So, all right, Jarrell, thanks so much. Take care. Renegator66, how are you?
Originally I was about to say something about game journals being so fucking mad, acting like a 12-year-old. Yeah,
that's what they do.
Something that is news to me, in my opinion. G.G. Evans donated. One of the biggest revelations from Gamergate was how Bethesda used game journals to fuck over Obsidian for Fallout New Vegas. And Tommy, for context, Bethesda gave permission to Obsidian to make a new Fallout game. I guess, for a person. And basically, Obsidian made the game, and and also Bethesda told, hey, you get told Obsidian to they'll have royalties if they have an 85 to Metacritic, which unfortunately they were 1 point away.
1 point away. That might sound like the corporate world. Send me the article. I don't think we can go into it now. I don't know.
The minute I lost faith in game journalists, the fucking what was it? The Kane and Lynch thing. You guys remember that? The IGN thing, where it came out that they were paid to review the game at a certain score.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forgot the journalist's name who ended up quitting.
Everybody likes to talk about bigoted nerds and all this other shit. But, with game fucking, Gamergate exposed, more than any of the politics is these guys, you can't trust any of the reviews. It's all a monetary thing. They'll, if you give them a blowjob, in what's her name's case, Zoe Quinn.
Zoe Quinn, oh, God.
I mean, literally, if you gave a good enough blowjob, you could have your fucking simple, basic text adventure game reviewed at a high level.
Yeah. Really quick, I gotta correct myself. Optimus in the chat told me it was GameSpot. I don't want to unnecessarily shit on IGN where they do not deserve it. It was GameSpot.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, like, there is no
I lost faith to
legitimate game journalism.
Once, like,
it's none.
That was it for me. That was the wall for me. I was like, I'm done. I'll never trust anything any of them ever say ever again. And that was what, 2008 or something?
I'm actually surprised they weren't able to get.
Yeah, to me it was.
Just go to YouTubers and do it. You know.
Yeah.
That's the only place I only listen to.
Yeah, to me it was like.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to get a perfect fucking setting so I can run Apex as smoothly as possible. You think I would go to a games journalist for that? I know they don't even play. Yep. I know they don't care. I know, like, this. It's just like, game good or bad, they have no insight on, like, what's it like to be like a hardcore gamer and want all this shit. I mean, like, I feel like I wax down my surfboard every day before I hit the waves. I'm really into it. You guys don't know as much as I do.
Yep.
So and I don't even think I'm like elite in that area. So why do I gotta listen to you? And then you got
it's not even being about elite. It's about when you realize that the people who are supposed to be telling you how things are don't even understand it themselves.
Yeah, like Doom, for example. And fucking Wolfenstein. Yeah, Wolfenstein, that's an example. They were calling that game an alt-right, even though it's about BJ Blazkowicz killing Nazis.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
Actually, in fairness to Wolfenstein, they kind of got fucked both ways. The hard right said this game is offensive because they're trying to capitalize on the whole punching Nazis wrong, which punching Nazis wrong is really it's more of a concept than anything else, that you have to allow the Nazis to speak in order to have true free speech. So they jumped on that. I'm like, wait a minute, it's fucking Wolfenstein. We're killing Nazis here. Well, fuck you.
Yeah, it's
and then you had that side that it's you're only appealing to straight white males. I'm like, well, so what? That's another thing. My dad always says that you're only appealing to straight white males. Well, if that's your market, so what? And I like, I don't know too many black kids that wouldn't, like, if the game's cool, like, killing Nazis sounds fun. I mean, like, gamers and gamers, it's not racially. I'm sure there's some difference in choices with ethnicities that you probably could go through blacks or Asians and stuff. And they're playing different types
I don't think it's based on their ethnicity.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like you couldn't. Just because you make a game that appeals to a certain ethnic group, that means A, you're fucking doing it on purpose, or B, a person from another ethnic group can't come over and give it a whirl.
Like, I mean, when I was growing up, I played with kids of all different races. Yeah. And like, we all love playing Modern Warfare 2 because we all wanted to kill the fucking commies, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, when you think about this too, like, Dota's kind of considered a bit of an Asian game. Well, I mean, nothing's stopping. I'm white. Nothing's stopping me from playing Dota. It's not really marketed towards me. If I want to play Dota, I'll go play Dota. I got plenty of fucking money. I
used to play PUBG a lot, and that game was dominated by kids in like China, right? Yeah. And it didn't stop me from playing it. The only thing that sucked was when the Chinese guys would kill me. I couldn't understand their shit talk. That was the only thing that bothered me.
That's the way.
Right, basically, you just tell them the massacre of Tiananmen Square happened, and
that's fucked up.
Get out of here, pal. You blew it. Racist. Fucking those guys are right about gamers. You're on the air. What's up?
Is it still open phones or is it just
open? Go. Open, and we're done till Thursday.
Okay. With the game journalist thing, I think that's just because they're kind of realizing that the same thing with the film reviews, it's kind of dying out. So they're just getting more or less pissy about it, that the YouTubers are taking over.
I don't even think I think they feel that they are entitled to a living. It's just that simple. That other people have to spend their money to push their ideas, their values. They're not the Americans that I grew up with. They're not the Generation X folks that started fucking businesses and go do it yourself and were really, you know, Gen X really built the internet. If you think about it, they're not the entrepreneur spirit that came out of the late 80s and mid to late 90s. They think
it boggles me. They were a group that just want everything handed to them. I don't understand.
Well, I think they get the feeling that this is always here. Like, I mean, I've 20 years older than Kat Tainbridge. I remember a time where the world could have been engulfed in a fiery hell with Russia if things didn't go right, and it was a real possibility. There was a real fucking bad guy to look at, and these kids have grown up and they don't know struggle at all. And I didn't struggle. I mean, I had it really good in the 80s too, but I'm not as far off from World War II as they are, and I heard about the horrors and the fucking 100 years.
I think that's a big thing too. I heard it directly from my grandfather.
Yeah, I heard I heard about the Depression and stuff like that. Like they think it can't go bad, and the only reason we have anything is because we're white. It's so much more nuanced than that, and they have never suffered. I really, really would love to see the people that replied to this fucking article take to miss a meal or two. I really would like to see that. I would like to see what happens when you can't act like a fucking beta male anymore. Where you can't. The only reason you can afford to act like a beta male is because maybe you have it so good. If not, in a real rough society.
You know, one of my favorite things was when all those journalists and other people in the game industry were complaining that they couldn't make a living because they had to pay for their fucking $3,000-$4,000 a month apartments that were a block away from the place they worked
at. Move to fucking Jersey. Move out of LA. Go to the suburbs. Go fuck yourself. I mean, who the fuck do you think you are? When I grew up right next to New York City when I was a kid, and I had plenty of guys that dreamed to go to New York because New Jersey is the place next to power, next to celebrity. It's always right in front of your fucking face. And, moving to New York was a kind of a dangerous... this could go wrong. We might have to go move back in mom and dad. And let me tell you something. A lot of people did. And some people made it and they got real fucking rich. I know my fucking cousin's doing very, very well in New York. Well, God knows now with the fucking pandemic and de Blasio and all that shit. Maybe he's fucked now. Actually, I got to tell you something about that. Remind me immediately after the show because I don't really talk to my cousin anymore. But you might know who he is.
All right.
Yeah.
I will remind you.
Yeah, I wonder if you do. How much time do you spend in Manhattan before the pandemic?
Well, a few years ago, I used to work down there. I was working for my uncle's business.
Okay, good.
So.
All right. We'll be talking Italian restaurants in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. But I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. What'd you want, Reichstoff, you fucking Nazi name motherfucker? What was I talking about? I was talking about I'm thinking about food. I forgot what I was talking about. It wasn't that important anyway.
I know last night, because this is kind of a off-topic thing, but it reminded me of a stream you did, I think, 2 or 3 years ago about one of the Ralph situations. Because for some odd reason, Ralph got into it with Augie. It's like I have no clue
Ralph
why.
gets into it with anybody that crosses him. I mean, Ralph could get into it with me for just me saying that. Like, why are you surprised?
Right. But it's like the thing that reminded me of one of your streams was whenever he called in, he completely flipped out and then just tucked tail and ran.
Who, Ralph?
It's like that reminded me of a stream that you and Nick did whenever Ralph was talking, reviewing a stream that you did with him on the kill stream, but took it completely out of context.
No, I think if the one me and Nick did a stream and I had made the comment because these guys thought it would be funny when they had a shooting in a synagogue in Pittsburgh to go right to stream and crack a bunch of fucking jokes about it and say, oh no, it's the fucking fans. I said out loud 24 hours later, they're finished. They're done. Right. No way YouTube's going to tolerate that horse shit. And Ralph said that me and Nick were a bunch of fucking East Coast guinea losers or whatever the fuck he called us. I forget what the fuck it was. I'm not a guinea. Fucking Nick is. And that was the end of that. And Ralph lost his channel like I predicted. Like most things I predict come true. And nobody wants to hear it.
It just reminded me of your stream because with how he just came in, acted kind of friendly for the first few seconds, and then just lost it. And I think that's what he did on your stream a couple of years ago. And I was like, oh yeah.
No, he never does it on my stream. I kind of lost to him. I had to take an L to Ralph. So he came on here and took the L and run. We fucking straightened shit out and he left. It was kind of an L on my part. So, you know, whatever. But as far as him fighting with Augie, I mean, I ain't getting fucking involved. You know, I don't see why they can't fucking, you know, work the shit out. But, you know, Ralph's...
I think it's mostly over anyways.
Yeah, like, Ralph's going to be Ralph.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I don't know. I think, I mean, it's really simple situation. Like, Augie says, you know, I don't think this is a good idea for you to cut off T-clips. Yo, fuck you. Who are you to tell me, kid? All right, fine. There you go. There we go. That's the way Ralph rolls. I don't know. The only thing that confuses me that Augie might have thought that it would have went any other way than it did. You know? And I don't know that he didn't think it was going to go that way. So, whatever. But that's it. All right, man. Thanks for the call. Peace. Gosh,
have a good one.
All right, you're lucky because you're fucking old school, old time fan. I'll put you on. What you got? I'm falling asleep.
Hey guys, I wasn't too sure if it got brought up in the show because I've got you on in the background. Yeah. But now with gaming journalism, do you remember when Resident Evil 5 was just about to come out?
Yep.
The game was racist.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because you weren't allowed to shoot at zombies that happened to be black because, you know, the game takes place in fucking Africa.
Yep. And then they had to redo it to add white zombies.
I don't think did they add white zombies? I don't remember seeing it.
I remember it. The first time I remember a controversy, I was still in the army. I remember it was with Dave, and we were reading about what's the fucking the Steam or Valve fucking cooperative shooter called
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, it was Left 4 Dead. One of them. It took place down in New Orleans.
Yeah,
there was a lot of more black zombies than there was Caucasian ones.
Well, it's New Orleans.
Exactly. You know, like,
so that means you're making a rule that I can't make a game that takes place with an area that has a majority black population. I'm just not allowed.
It's just so funny, like you fucking hate detail and realism.
Or do you mean that if there's a zombie apocalypse, well then the black people just won't become zombies? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm confused.
Tell these zombies you're oppressed before they bite you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go to the next house.
Well, I mean, I heard this activist at the time saying that, you know, you're justifying slaughtering black people. First of all, it's not black people. That
makes zero sense. These are zombies. They're not people anymore.
They're zombies. And if I had to guess, the way it went in the devs is like, you know, if we make these zombies all white, because this is not exactly a majority Caucasian area, you know, people are going to call us racist. So, you know, we'll make sure we have a black character find out. I mean,
could you imagine if they made Resident Evil 5 take place in Africa and they made them all white zombies?
Yeah.
They would have fucking burned down.
It would have hit the other way. And by the way, this isn't black people. This is just fucking bunch of idiots.
Yeah, of course. You know, never is. It never is, dude.
No, it never is the individual. Like, that's another thing. They sow this seeds of racism because people see ridiculous stuff like this and they go, "Oh, black people are like that." No, man, they're not. It's these fucking. You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. It's these fucking motherfuckers right here. It's these fucking people. They're all fucking white and full of Hispanic.
Yeah.
It's these fucking Carson.
It's always a white person. It's always a fucking white person.
Almost always. Yeah, these guys are all fucking concentration camp guards.
Yeah,
they're Nazis themselves. They're so afraid of Nazism, and yet they practice it better than most.
They've gone full circle.
Yeah. All right, man. All right, take care, Will.
No worries, guys. Thank you.
All right,
easy, buddy.
Thanks. All right, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm done. We had a political show today.
I think it was a pretty good one. These are always my favorite talks. I like it.
Yeah, I know you like the gaming talks. Nah, I think it was nice to switch gear. I've been working hard. Done a lot of good things. I need to take a break. Thank you all so much for everybody. Thank you for everybody who donated. I'll see you Thursday, 5 p.m.
This is the almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist. Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you bout to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing me. Head in my legs like she bout to catch a pedigree. Chi-town to King's home, slapping fives, black stones, 6 mile to danger zones. Bullets look like waffle cones. Folk affiliated the evolution of Machiavelli. Don't make me lead them eagles to you like I'm Chip Kelly. They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop. I'm about to make it hard to breathe. Here's a headline.